What's up, guys? My name's SmittyJ, and today we're doing another walk and talk. I'll be giving you guys an update on the sleep apnea test that I had last night and everything that went on with it. If you missed the first part, this is part two, so go back and watch the first part, then come back. So I got to the hospital last night at 8 o'clock, and took a snack and a drink, a change of clothes, and a pillow. I brought my own pillow. They suggested it. They said their pillow sucked. So you might want to bring your own pillow. I was like, all right, cool. So I show up at 8, and there's a woman there, and she takes me back to this room that there's like 4 rooms next to each other. It's like room, and then the corner, and then bathroom, room. I was kind of surprised that it was like a legitimate room. I wasn't sure if I was going to be sleeping in like a hospital bed or like a real bed or what. But I'll put a few pictures up of the room so you can see. That recliner, by the way, is the most comfortable recliner I've ever been in. Anyways, she was like, "There's your paperwork on the bed there. Get comfortable, fill that out. I'll be back in like 10 minutes." So I kick back in the recliner, get it done, just hanging out there for a few minutes, playing with my phone. She comes back in and she's like, "Here's some water." It's like, all right, cool. A little styrofoam cup of water. And she was like, "Go ahead and get comfortable. I'll be back around 10:30." I was like, "Lady, it's 8:15. What do you mean you'll be back at 10:30?" And she was like, "Well, you're in a new environment and stuff, so just want to get you comfortable and settled. And it's too early to sleep anyways." Oh yeah, that was something on the way back to the room. She's like, "What time do you normally go to sleep?" I said, "On a good day or a good night, like 2 a.m." And she goes, "Oh, honey, that's not going to work for me." And I was like, I didn't expect it to. At one point in the night, she asked me again, like, "What time do you normally wake up?" I said, "Normally, like 9:30." And she again was like, "It's not going to work for me, honey." I was like, "I know." So, anyways, she leaves, and I'm sitting there, and there's a TV in there. My TV remote doesn't work, but I wasn't really planning on watching TV anyways. I just opened my phone and or played on my phone, and a couple of my buddies were streaming, so I went and hung out with them. It is cold out today. I'm feeling very cold, making it harder for me to catch my breath. I don't know why, but I really love the way the water swirls here. It's something peaceful watching it. I don't know why. My nose is wanting to run a lot, and it's colder than I expected. My breathing sucks. Anyways, so I watched some streams, my buddy stream, and then ate some snacks. I had the like Welch's fruit snacks. Those tasty. Laid down in the bed, get comfortable. It wasn't too bad. It kind of reminded me of like a cheaper hotel, kind of bed, not anything too fancy, but it wasn't awful. That was the main part. It wasn't awful. It was a pretty good temperature in there for me. I like it on the cooler side, and it was. I bet most people would have probably complained it was too cold in there, but I liked it. But anyway, she comes back in at like 10:30 and tells me to sit on the edge of the bed, and she starts wiring me up with shit. First thing she does is have me run a cable down I'll point it out on screen, but down my pant leg on both sides, 2 cables on each side, and they connected to a sensor that she applied to me. That was to like see how much my feet move around in my sleep. I guess they're testing for like restless leg syndrome, which is something else my mom had. But then she goes to wrap something around me, and I realize I still have my shirt on and I can't sleep in a shirt. And I said, "Is it cool if I take my shirt off?" And she goes, "Oh yeah, go ahead, uh, whatever you prefer." And I was like, "Yeah, because you can wire me up all day and I may be able to sleep, but if you have me stay in a shirt, there's no chance I'm sleeping. I can't sleep in a shirt. If it so restrictive and chokes me and stuff. I can't stand it. Always paranoid. Am I actually recording or no? Anyways, so she ends up wiring me up, and there's like 10 wires connected to my head. And what she was doing, she was parting my hair. And it turns out I didn't realize it at the time, but she was using this like gel. It was like this conductive gel and rubbing it in my hair and then putting a sensor on it and then using tape to kind of help keep the sensor there. But there was like 10 of them all over my head. You can kind of see them in the picture that I show. But then she pulls out this mask, and it's not anything like my mom had. It was smaller, and my mom had a mask that like was up, like blocked her vision and stuff. And this sleep technician, she was like, "Yeah, I prefer these because you can still see, you can play on your phone, watch TV, whatever you're doing while when you relaxing, you can still see." But then once she has me all strapped. Oh, she put a couple sensors on my stomach as well. But when she had me all strapped up and the mask fitted on my face, she had me lay in bed. Oh, and all the wires were connected to this box. I think I took a picture of it too. There's a box that had like all these wires connected to it. But then she had me lay in bed and she connect a hose to my mask. I gotta be honest with you, it was a little weird getting used to like having that like air pressed against you. It's kind of like there's always wind just in this little tiny section here, and it's kind of weird to be honest with you. But then I just turned on some Spotify. She shut the lights off, and I went to sleep. And it was a little difficult getting to sleep with the wires and stuff trying to get. Oh, I had a sensor on my finger too. This like rubber sensor that like measures heartbeat and oxygen and stuff like that. And yeah, it was really weird getting used to it. The worst part for me was I normally lay on my side, like not even fully on my side, more like three quarters onto my stomach. And with that wires and stuff, I normally turn back and forth throughout the night. I get kind of tired of being on one side. I roll to the other side. And with all those wires connected to me and everything, and the hose wasn't the problem. It was all the wires and stuff connected to me. It was hard to like adjust. And like there was a few times where I was like, is it worth adjusting? Like all the effort I have to put into it, is it actually worth adjusting? Where there was a few times I woke up in the middle of the night and I kept being like, oh shit, I need to go back to sleep because I normally don't sleep very well. I was surprised that I fell asleep so fast. And and with like waking up, I was like, oh no, man, am I gonna be able to fall back asleep? And I looked, it was like 2:15. I was like, okay, I slept for a few hours. Let's get back to sleep. And then I woke up again, and I was like, man, I feel like I've been here a while. It's pitch black in this room. And I was like, I have no idea what time it is. And I'm supposed to be there until 6 in the morning. And I look, and it was like 2:45. And I was like, shit, I have so much farther to go. Like I was awake to the point where I was like, I could just get up and start my day. Like I was sleepy still, but like I was good enough. But I fell back asleep. It probably took me 10, 15 minutes. I fell back asleep. I woke up again, and it was like probably 4 o'clock in the morning. I think I don't remember what time it was, but I know it was a while later, but it wasn't time to leave yet. And it felt like I was being blasted with like uh, hurricane winds of air. And it was like I literally pulled my mask up off my face because I couldn't breathe. Like it was too much air to breathe to me. And I like panicked and just pulled the shit off. And I was like, holy crap. And I finally like got it kind of adjusted back down. I thought maybe I just had it wrong, and it just wasn't working right. I needed to get it realigned. And then I fell asleep and woke up one more time. My mouth was the driest it had ever been in my entire life. It was so dry. And so I reach up, finally take the mask off because I wasn't sure if I was supposed to, because she was like, before she left at night, or the previous night or whatever, she was like, your thing is voice activated, your intercom, just talk if you need something. You don't need to push any buttons, just talk. And I can hear you and I'll come in. And I wasn't like sure like how serious their data was, like how sensitive this shit is. Like if I take my mask off, am I gonna have to come back another night? I just didn't know. So I'm like, forget this. I'm taking a drink. I don't care. And so I take my mask off, and reach up, grab my cup, and take a few drinks. I'm like, oh, thank God, like, delicious. And then take another drink, and then all of a sudden my door opens, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm in trouble. I messed up. I'm in trouble. And she said, how you doing? I said, I was dying of thirst. And she's like, all right, well, time to get ready. I was like, what? And she's like, it's 6 o'clock. And I was like, oh, that's why you're in here? In my mind, I'm like, oh, I thought I was in trouble. And there was two things that she kept telling me the previous night over and over and over again. And even in the morning, there was two things that I heard her say probably 4 or 5 times each. Is one, she said, I'm going to torture you. And I thought that was just wiring me up, joking around, like her little sense of humor, right? And just she was going to torture me. And two, she kept saying, "Oh, that's not so bad, right?" Like she hooked up a wire, and she's like, "That's not so bad, right?" She fit the mask on me. That's not so bad, right? Like she was trying to convince me I'm doing the right thing or some shit. Or she was like a saleswoman or something. And so she asked, she's like, "How did you sleep? How do how did you feel?" And I said, "Pretty good." Other than I woke up several times throughout the night. And I said, I normally wake up once or twice, but I woke up like 4 times, I feel like. And she goes, "Oh, that's because I was torturing you." And I was like, "Do what now?" And she goes, "Yeah, I was playing with your air." I was like, "Again," I ask, "Do what now?" And she was like, testing different, pressures and stuff to see what you respond to and what gets you best sleep and how you react to it and stuff. And I was like, so that's why I thought I was drowning on air. You were like waterboarding me with air. Like I didn't realize it was her back there freaking playing with some knobs and stuff. And it makes a lot more sense of why I kept waking up, just getting not enough air, too much air, just like it was it was weird to me. I'm like, man, why am I waking up so much? I thought maybe it was because I was, in a new place and wired up and stuff, but no, it was because she was freaking waterboarding me with air, bro. So overall, wasn't too bad of an experience, to be honest with you. The mask was comfortable enough on my face that I think it's something I can get used to. And if it's something that keeps my oxygen level up and keeps me breathing at night, and all in all, prolonging my life, yeah, screw it. Let's do it.
All right, I'm back in the truck now. When I saw the parking lot, I could see there was a lot of people here, and I didn't feel like walking out vlogging and being out of breath and stuff. I was like, I'm getting in the truck and catch my breath a little bit. I probably should have caught it a little bit more, but we're good enough. But yeah, it's one of the things I always joke about. Like, I already have a hard enough time being a big dude, finding a woman, and now like try to bring a chick home, and oh, hold on a second, babe, let me throw this Darth Vader mask on. But I'm very excited to get it. It's something that I'm hoping. My mom swore by it. I have two different family members that, like, other than her, swear by it. I've had a friend swear by it. I mean, it's like, I know a lot of people that, like, oh, it changed my life. I feel more energized and just overall better since I have it. And since I'm like, that's what my goal is, and now in life is improve my life and prolong my life and like actually get healthy or healthier. Um, let's do it, man. I'm ready for it. So, but just a couple things that were real funny, that kind of cracked me up was there was a camera in the ceiling, and here's a picture of it. I took a picture of it, but as soon as I saw it and like it's over the bed and pointed at the bed, I was like, makes me want to do some real sussy stuff. I normally like I'm not, I'm not normally that's like wanting to be watched or anything, but as soon as I saw that camera, I was like, kind of want to do some sussy stuff. I didn't. Okay, listen. The other thing is, I wish I had the cup here, but I don't have it right now. I'll put another picture of it up too. But I'm sponsored by a company called Rogue Energy, and they're you use a shaker cup. You just put water in, and then you put this powder in, and you shake it up, and it's a flavor. And they have a full energy line of products, like I don't know, like 10 different flavors or something like that of actual has caffeine and energy to it, right? I was drinking this flavor called Moon Dust. That's the name of it, and it has caffeine free. It's a great flavor, but there's no caffeine in it. And when I got into the room and sat my backpack down, I had my cup in the little pouch in my backpack, and I pull it out or whatever and sat it down. And the lady goes, Why on God's green earth did you bring an energy drink to a sleep study? And I shit you not, I don't know why I said this, but I looked her dead in the eyes. I said, nah, that's moon dust. Like she knows what moon dust is. It probably, her first thought was probably like, is that some sort of drug, some alcohol? What is it? But she looks me dead in the eyes and she goes, I was like, all right, hold on, let me explain. And so I explained it to her. It was funny. I kept another thing was I kept calling her ma'am, and she was like, "You don't have to call me ma'am." And I was like, it's just a habit of mine. I said, my parents raised me right, and it's really common in the South, and I lived in the South for 15 years, and I've only been back up here for a couple of years, and I still just out of respect I say ma'am and sir a lot. And she said, "Oh, what part of the South did you live in?" And I said, South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina. I said Greenville wasn't where exactly I lived, but it's the closest big city that most people know. If you know anything in South Carolina, you probably know Greenville. And she goes, "Oh, no way. I actually lived down there." And I was like, "Really?" And I was like, "Well, I was more up towards Spartanburg." And she was like, "What years?" And I said, like, '05 until 20. And she goes, "Oh, cool, cool. I was there from like 96 to 99." And I was like, "Really?" And she was like, "Yeah, from a small town that no one's ever heard of." And I said, "Me too." And she was like, "Yeah, mine was Cowpens." And I was like, "Me too." Like, I moved here from Cowpens. Like, and it's this little podunk town that's got, it don't even have a red light. Now that I think about it, it doesn't even have a red light. It has a couple gas stations, a Dollar General, and a Family Dollar, and that's like it, and a Hardee's. That's the only thing there. There's no red light. There's no police department. It's like it's just a little podunk town, man. And I started laughing. I said, "My family and your family are the only people in the entire state of Michigan that have even ever heard of Cowpens, let alone know where it's at." And it was just cool talking to her, getting to know her. I was thinking about it before the start of this video. I was like, I need to come up with a name for her because I called my diabetic dietitian Nurse J. I don't want to say her full name or anything, but I don't know what this woman's name was. I don't think at any point she was like, "Hi, my name is whatever." Like, I have no idea. And it's not my doctor, it's a technician. And so I have no idea. I have no idea what this lady's name was, but she was cool. She was friendly. She kind of reminded me of my aunt a little bit. Anyways, I've rambled entirely too much. This video is going to be way longer than it should be. Um, but overall, that's my experience. She sent me home with the mask and the hose, but I don't have the machine yet. I don't know when I'm getting that, if my insurance going to cover it or what, but um, hopefully I get it. And yeah, but I'm going to shut up and wrap this up. I just want to say thank you again for continuing to follow me on this journey. If you're new here, I do these walk and talk vlogs a couple times a week and just trying to change my life. So if you want to come along with me, see me change my life, and maybe join in on the fun, um, come hang out, hit that subscribe button. Thank you for everybody that hits likes, and I see all your comments. Super nice comments on these videos, so I really appreciate that. But I'm gonna shut up and say, as always, I hope you had a mediocre time. Bye. Love you. Bye. Elbowed something.